Hello and welcome to another episode of Nysc Half Hour. I am Ishola Njasi, and it's always a pleasure taking you through this program where you get to see the various activities of the scheme and how core members engage in these activities to become self-employed, foster national integration, and improve the living conditions of their host communities. Before we let the cat out of the bag, let's go on a quick break. We will be right back. Today on NYSC Titbits, NYSC applauds NNPC Foundation and Kudimata for empowering 531 core members with business starter packs and grants. The Director General of NYSC, Brigadier General Olakunle Nafiu, has applauded the NNPC Foundation and Kudimata for the empowerment of 531 core members with business starter packs and grants. He said the gesture would bridge the gap in the value chain of training and empowerment of core members towards self-reliance. General Nafiu disclosed this during the official handover of starter packs to the 531 successful participants of the flagship NYSC Business Empowerment Program held in Abuja. The Director General added that the synergy between the scheme, NNPC Foundation and Kudimata is a strong force that has provided gainful employment for a large number of graduate youths in Nigeria. General Nafiu also said the scheme was ready for more collaborations that would lead to the empowerment of more core members for self-reliance and wealth creation.
Youth are pivotal to the development of any country. The National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, is at the center of the promotion of national unity, integration and development in Nigeria. I encourage core members to remain disciplined, patriotic, committed to the love for country, and participate positively and actively in all community and national development initiatives of the scheme and government. The government will continue to do the best to provide an enabling environment to foster and support you as active participants in national development and in rewriting Nigeria's story for good. God bless the youth of Nigeria. God bless the NYSC. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The National Youth Service Corps, a call to service, a call to nationhood. Nigerian youths, stand up and embrace this clarion call. Wherever you are posted, accept it, embrace it. Do not harbor any fears, because your security is assured. Develop common ties with members of your host communities. You would discover that North, South, East, and West, we are all brothers with common ties and a shared destiny as one nation. Do not lobby for preferential posting, for it is unpatriotic and illegal. Report at once to the orientation camp as soon as you are posted, and contribute your quota to the overall development of our great nation, Nigeria. The National Youth Service Corps, building future leaders.
Welcome back. Here is a quick reminder that you can always catch us on NYSC TV, on free-to-air satellite, and on NYSC Radio 88.3 FM. We begin today's episode with the Ishola's family. Yes, the Ishola's family. Two ex-corps members who were both deployed to Adamawa State for their service year far back in the year 2000. Having shared interests and participated in the same activities during their service year, their 1 year of service later blossomed into a marital union. As they celebrate 22 years of marriage, they are not just celebrating a blissful union, but also the NYSC, which gave them the platform to meet. They are also celebrating the product of their union, whom they've inspired, and with dedication and optimism, he is currently serving his nation. The story of Abiodun and Olabisi Ishola is a blend of integration, empowerment, and selfless service. Let's meet them as they take us through their remarkable journey.
By the grace of God, I am Reverend Dr. Abiodun Ishola, from Osun State, and Iwo local government to be precise. I'm from Odunle compound in Iwo, and I'm an ex-com member. This is my wife.
I'm Dr. Mrs. Olabisi Ishola. I'm from Ekiti State and Idosi local government, Ifaki, Ekiti to be precise. And I'm from Ilero compound in Ifaki, an ex-com member.
All right, thank you so much. We are both ex-com members by God's grace, and we both serve together in Adamawa State. But let me introduce my home first before she talks about her home. I was posted to Adamawa State, mobilized by Nysc in the year 2000. Though I finished in 1999, but we were mobilized in 2000. I finished from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ife. I studied computer engineering, and then we were mobilized to Adamawa State. That was where we served. And that was where I met my beautiful wife, who was also mobilized at the same time.
I was mobilized the same year, 2000. I finished from University of Ado Ekiti, then Ondo State University, now Ekiti State University. And we met during our service year because both of us were serving in the NCCF. Because when we got to Adamawa State, we located the NCCF and we were worshiping with them. So we met at the NCCF.
In case you don't know about NCF, NCF is Nigeria Christian Corpus Fellowship. We are Christians that are, of the same mind, come together and serve together under Nysc platform. That was where we met. I served there as the state evangelism secretary that year, and God made it so good. She was the assistant general secretary. She was the auntie. I was the rugged, and the rugged met auntie. What happened? Chemistry became biology. You understand? So I was the first person to actually know that she's going to be my wife. She also knew too, because, by the grace of God, I'm a child of God and a pastor, and God has helped me to know him right from my early age. So I knew quite all right that something is going to happen for me in that area in my youth service days. When the same thing with her too. And so when we got there, we just joined NCCF. I was not even having mind of it again. My own was how we can impact the people in that land, how we can be blessed in every area, and how we can fulfill the real mission of Nysc as regards to national integration and all the rest like that. So that was my own intention until God began to bring it up to me. And then, fortunately, NCCF under Nysc brought us together in the same environment. And then,
maybe because I had a foreknowledge, God also has spoken to me about him. When I saw him, I knew he would be my husband. So when he came, I didn't want him. I didn't like him because he was spiritual. So that was why I didn't like him, that he was too sko and things like that. But eventually, I just had to yield to the purpose of God for my life.
When you serve with NCCF and you are ESCOs, you are not really permitted to propose during that time.
Yes.
Even if you receive anybody, just keep it quiet
to yourself
until you finish.
After.
But our president that time, that's Papa Ishola, he answers my same surname too. We were born the same year and the same month. I was only a few days older than him. So he went to Ibadan. He finished from Ibadan. He was our president, and we are good friends. So it's late now. May his soul rest in peace. So you see, at that time, I just went to tell him straight away. I know the rule on ground, but it has been coming to my spirit that this young woman is going to be my wife. And I told him. And he said he also knew. He also knew that he can't stop it, though we have rule on ground, that he can't stop it. That the only thing he will allow me to do is to make my proposal, and then we'll keep everything we are doing quite low so that it won't affect whatever our services and our rules in the fellowship and Nysc at all. So that was what he told me. So I summoned courage to go and meet her. I had never in my life spoken to a girl in my life. I mean, telling a girl that I want to marry you. I've never done that.
Very spiritual.
On campus, I did not toast anybody. So I had to come and meet her. I just summoned her to the president's office. And I told her straight away, all I desire in a woman, I can find in you. and I would love to marry you. I'm not playing games. Just go and pray about it and give me my answer. That was all. And I left her. 2 weeks after I called her, I said I knew God had spoken to her. She must give me my answer. That's why she's afraid of me. That I'm too spiritual. I said, God spoke to you, give me my answer. Now, I said you want to lie. Then she began to vigil. She knew that God had spoken to her. So he said, okay, before she give me my answer, she will have to talk with the president and let the president know about it. And I love that due process. So she talked with the president, and the president said, go ahead and give him his answer. And then she gave me the answer. We've been married for 22 years because we met 2000, and then I started work 2002 with federal government. She also started lecturing 2002, and then we got married 2003. So now today marks our 22nd anniversary, and I can tell you the journey has been good. I have no regret. I have no regret at all meeting her, proposing to her, and marrying her. No regret. God has always been there for us. Right from the beginning, God has been involved. And God bless us with two boys, and they are doing well. My first son is serving too presently, and we are really, really enjoying ourselves. We have known each other that when God is involved, it doesn't matter if it's not involved. And then we have also known that when God is involved and you collaborate with God, there will be peace, there will be harmony. It has been 20 years of faithfulness, straightforwardness, and collaboration. Then these 20 years have been 20 years of harmony. We've worked together as one. Even when I was leaving for a government job in 2015, coming to full-time, I've been full-time now for 10 years as a pastor. It has been collaboration. We've been working together as one.
God has been the pillar and the sustainer of this relationship. Yeah. We have not had any cause to call people to settle any quarrels among us. We know how we handle. It's not that there are no misunderstandings, because normally as couples, there will be misunderstanding. But God has helped us. No reason to call anybody to settle any quarrel with us. And probably because God is involved too. You know, there is this saying that marry your friend, you should have known the person. You know, some people believe that anybody you want to marry, you should have known them for some time. Maybe your primary school friend, secondary school friend. We met that year, got married like 2 years after, and then that was where the friendship started. And through it all, God has really, really helped us. We have been in harmony.
NYC is not a waste of time. I can tell you I enjoyed my NYC even more than my days on campus. I can never forget NYC in my life, because forgetting NYC means, number one, forgetting my marriage. Number two, forgetting my ministry. I can tell you very well that most of the things I do now as a pastor, I caught some of these revelations during NYC days. NYC gave me the opportunity or the platform to be set on fire. I was the evangelism secretary. I toured almost every state, every local government in that state. Went there for either community development, impact, and evangelism and all the rest like that. In fact, there is this missionary organization we worked together, MCN, that time. They gave us the opportunity to travel with them. So I was opportune with them to go to Kuma Hill, where people were naked. So we had a kind of community development service there. We brought things for them, gave them stuffs. And then apart from that, we were able to minister to their needs in the place of prayer and healing the sick and all those stuffs like that. It was a very big opportunity to reach out to such people. And I can tell you some of those things really affected me. Apart from that, we go to prison. We used to have a lot of prison outreaches. I was the one in charge. So we used to have Yola prison outreach and the Jimeta prison outreach. So we had the opportunities of meeting the prisoners, inmates, and talking to them and blessing them, encouraging them. Through that, we were able to assist a lot of them to even come out. There are those that what is making them to be there is just little fine, 5,000, 2,000, small money like that. So we were able to assist them as a fellowship to bring them out. I can still remember one or two of them that after they left the prison, they had to trace us. We had to help them with transport to be able to reunite them back with their people. So all these things are part of the things I learned from NYC, which up to today, our church and ministry is still involved in. I had the opportunity of meeting those who are in secondary schools that time and those who are in higher school of learning. Went to Federal College of Education, Yola, ministered to them there. Went to Federal University of Technology, Yola. Minister. A lot of things like that. There are many of them now. I know by now, 22 years ago, they are already big boys, big girls. There are those God may see permit will meet here on earth. And there are those I will never meet again. But I know very well that God has way of rewarding. So I believe very well that NYC is never a waste. The national integration is very, very important. I didn't know her from Adam. We met there and we became one. And we began to work as one. National integration, very, very powerful, working with NYC. So I believe it's a project, it's a scheme rather, that must not be scraped out. Instead, federal government must find a way of elevating it, of developing it, of assisting it, of funding it, and ensuring that all this issue of insecurity that have kept our youth away from certain zones are dealt with so that they'll be able to move everywhere. Imagine in my own days then, I could go for mission and return home 1 a.m., 2 a.m., walking without any challenge. Walking the street without any challenge.
National integration is very, very key because you see a lot of people from different tribes, different states coming together during the NYSC year. For example, somebody who is a Yoruba who went to serve in Kaduna or who went to serve in Adamawa, just like we did, you discover that there were some meals those times that in our Yoruba environment, we don't normally take them. But when you go out there, you interact with people of different culture, you eat their meal, and then you are exposed to other areas, other states. You see somebody who is Yoruba marrying Igbo, even in the process of the NYSC. Our own is Yoruba. We see some other people, Hausa marrying Yoruba, Yoruba marrying Igbo. And that brings a lot about, it brings in national integration.
A lot of people are learning different things, new things during NYC, during this side, using this side scheme or project. It actually helped a lot of couples. For example, look at my son. When he went to Kaduna, he learned tiling, how to tie your dine and tie. And he came home and he dyed clothes.
He did.
The clothes that we thought that this one is not, that maybe it's not going to be used again.
Like a white vest that is changing color.
He just dyed it. And the clothes became new and began to wear it again. And apart from that, he's a baker. So it's a very good side project. Is very, very, NY is on the right track. Because you don't need to wait for government to give you white collar job. If you can learn something and begin to make money through it, only God knows how far I can take you with that. You won't have to depend on your parents. Like I told you, I learned a lot of things during NYC. Apart from my job as a computer professional, coming to what I'm doing as a pastor, I learned a lot of things like that in NYC. It's part of skill acquisition.
Our Nigerian youth, I think there is a menace that is all over the place now. And that menace is social media. Social media has its positive part and it has its negative part. But a lot of youth tend to capitalize on the negative part. For example, if you see a student, a higher institution student, who spends all his time on social media, who doesn't have time to read his books, and he goes to the exam hall like that. And you see a lot of failure all over the place. Why? Because social media has taken a larger proportion of their time. Instead of them to concentrate on their studies, they are not concentrating on their studies. They dwell more on their phones. And one other advice I want to advise them is that in this area of skill acquisition, it is very, very important. If we have left the era of just depending on certificates, we have left the era of white-collar jobs because the white-collar jobs are not even forthcoming. They are not readily forthcoming as maybe during our days. So youth should engage in something that is more than their certificates.
I just want to encourage our youth to get rid of this quick, rich mentality. That's the reason why we have all these Yahoo boys and others like that. They want to make it quick. They don't want to follow the process. They don't want to be established. They don't want to undergo any kind of pain. They just want to make it. They want to hammer. They will say, I want to hammer on time. If you hammer on time, if you arrive too quick, you will die quick.
My name is Ishola Precious Oluwaseun. I'm the first son of the Ishola family. I'm currently a core member serving in Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. My parents' story has inspired me because they've always told me stories of their impact during their Nysc days, how they met during their Nysc days, what they did during in NCCF, and things that happened during those times. And it has always been fascinating to me, and I've always wanted to be a core member, and I'm happy I get to wear the uniform now. Serving now is not a waste of time because NYS actually exposes you to new environments, new people, new places. You get to connect with different people from different tribes, different backgrounds, different religions, and you get to know perspective of people on many things. NYS skill acquisition and entrepreneurship development is actually a good innovative because it helps people to learn new things that they haven't even thought that they might actually learn in their lifetime. When I went for side, I went to the baking class so that I can add to my existing knowledge on baking. And I also went to tie and dyeing classes so that I can gain a new knowledge from something that I haven't known much about before. And both classes were so impactful, and I learned a lot from the instructors. So I want to give a shout out to my parents for being my support system through the years, for taking care of me, for sending me to school, for everything they've done for me. I also want to thank the federal government for this beautiful scheme called Nysc. I want to thank Nysc for putting together people to pass through this scheme for 1 year after their tertiary education. It's such a good experience that people learn from, people connect with each other. It's also a good experience for like minds to connect. I appreciate it also to myself for opening my mind to learn things. And yes, that's it. Nigeria sauce, Nigeria we
serve. That was really inspiring. The NYSC has brought thousands of youths from diverse backgrounds and tribes together with the aim of serving the nation, and today they are building and living united in love and harmony. And that symbolizes the essence of national unity and integration for which the NYSC was established. Congratulations, Pastor Mrs. Ishola. We have now come to the end of today's episode of NYSC Half Hour. I hope this episode truly inspired you. We will bring you more inspiring stories. We would love to hear from you, so please share your feedback and comments with us via our social media handles displayed on your screen. And as always, we will gladly write back. And don't forget, you can always catch us on Nysc TV, on free-to-air satellite, and on Nysc Radio 88.3 FM. I have been your anchor, Israela Njasi. Till I come your way next time, always bear in mind that the safety of core members in our communities is the responsibility of you and I. So be safe and be patriotic.